Boom. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Here in the US of A, the weather has quickly been warming up. Wintertime is gone, springtime is here, and we're preparing to transition into summer in just a couple short months, which means those hot, warm weather, fresh fragrances are going to be being used more and more. And I think this time of year, especially for fragrances, is so good. There's so many good, classy, fresh, aquatic fragrances that you can really enjoy and wear. But unfortunately, some of those fragrances present a challenge because that kind of a scent profile, fresh, aquatic, light, citrusy, typically doesn't last a whole while. Oftentimes, your more heavy-hitting, longer-lasting, and projecting fragrances will be worn in the fall and wintertime months. But today, have no fear, we'll be covering the top 5 longest-lasting summertime fresh fragrances for men. These 5 over here to my left will have all lasted me a very, very good amount of time and will even last you throughout your days, even in those hot spring and summer months. And so without further ado, let's jump in with number 5. I have to be honest, I was a bit of a hater when Paco Rabanne's Invictus Aqua first came out last year. Of course, fragrance collectors really understand and know the importance of the 2016 version of this. They love it. Fragrance collectors spend, quite frankly, a lot of money nowadays to get their hands on it. Not many people care too much for the 2018 version. But the 2024 release really caught a lot of people by surprise. But for me, it just wasn't something that I could really appreciate and grab a hold to. It smelled like the original Invictus, almost with a bit of Aqua de Joe DNA, just more citrusy, more oceanic kind of a vibe, and obviously, as the name suggests, more aquatic and suitable for summertime use. But I have to be honest, this one recently has really grown on me, and I went from somewhat of a hater to now I can really appreciate this fragrance and what it's trying to do. You get grapefruit, sea notes, and amberwood. Very complicated note breakdown, I know. But this has that classic Invictus sweetness with a nice oceanic, aquatic, and woody touch. And really and truly, I've been wearing this one especially recently, and I have been quite surprised by the longevity. I get anywhere from about 8 hours up on this scent, depending on what I'm doing and where I'm at. And at least for the first couple hours, I had people noticing me and complimenting this fragrance from about 1.5 to 2 feet away from me. So nice projection in the opening. It does settle down after those couple of hours to more of a closer to your skin scent. But the scent profile is really nice, really appealing. Nobody's going to be off-put by this. It's not too sweet, but it has that nice Invictus touch in there. And really great summertime fragrance, suitable for all occasions. And it just gets the job done in terms of longevity. This is not one that I'm having to spray on multiple times throughout the day. It just gets the job done. And that's why it comes in at number 5 on our list. So let's transition from number 5 and let's see what number 4 is on our list. Possibly one of my favorite summertime fragrances ever. Point blank, period. That is City Rhythm's San Diego. And this stuff, I know the bottle's beautiful, but this stuff is just a masterpiece. Truly, it is one of my favorite in the entire line. I remember last year, obviously, you guys saw that video reviewing the sample set. We got 10 of the City Rhythm fragrances. And this was immediately my favorite from the very beginning. This has blood orange, juniper berries, sea salt, lavender, heliotrope. The mid, you get violet leaf, almond, iris, nutmeg, jasmine, and coriander. And in the base, you get sea notes, vanilla, and ambergris. Now, Niles and everyone at City Rhythm kind of say this is supposed to smell like San Diego, hence the name. I've never been out there. I've never been to the West Coast, so I cannot attest to that or not. But if that is what San Diego smells like, I would really have to go because it's a great scent profile, really fresh, salty, woody. The lavender and kind of blood orange really play a main factor as well. And I'm a huge fan of lavender and fragrances, and this just does it right. And really for me, and this is really par for the course for all City Rhythm fragrances, being an extrait de parfum, But I get about 9 hours on skin with this. Really good longevity, really nice projection as well, especially in that warm, hot summer and spring heat. People can notice this. They pick it up off your skin very well. And really, it's a wonderful scent profile. And just like you get to do with the Invictus Aqua, I can spray this on right in the morning. I can go on throughout my day and still get compliments, even mid-afternoon to the evening. So really, really like this fragrance. It's probably top 3 in terms of scent profile for this time of year, and really the summertime fragrances in general. Longevity, projection, checks both those boxes. And I'm a big fan of City Rhythms San Diego, especially falling at our number 4 spot this evening. For number 3 on the list, let's get into the niche world for a moment. This probably will be one of my next full bottle purchases, of course, that being Amouage Reflection Man. This isn't cheap. I think it's running for about $150 for 50 ml on a place like Joma Shop, but really, really nice scent profile. And surprisingly, this stuff lasts all day. Now, I'm going to read you the scent profile, and if you're not familiar with this fragrance, you'll probably think it's going to be a 3 to 4 hour performer, but it's actually quite the opposite. So on the top, you get some rosemary, pink pepper, and petitgrain. In the mid, jasmine, neroli, orris root, yin yang, and then in the base, you get sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, and patchouli. I don't know any other way to describe this than the following 2 analogies. To me, this smells like a fresh rain, like you go outside after a good long rainstorm throughout the afternoon. You walk outside and then you smell this. That's kind of what I'm drawing comparisons to. Or even if you go to a nice hotel somewhere, you're on vacation, and you walk into the hotel room, and this would be what your room would smell like. A lot of florals, a bit of a sweet touch as well from the rosemary. Kind of a unisex fragrance, I can't even lie. This isn't the most masculine fragrance on the list, but it lasts all day. And I don't know what it is in this fragrance that causes it to last that long. You know, Ambroxan is not listed as an official note, but this stuff lasts and projects 9.5 plus hours on my skin, several feet of projection in the first couple hours wearing it. And it is a massive compliment factor. If you can pick up a decant or even a smaller size bottle, I highly recommend. And I'm a big Amouage Reflection Man fan, especially for how long it lasts. And that's why it kind of comes in at our number 3 spot tonight. At number 2, let's discuss an unfortunately discontinued designer fragrance. You've seen me rave about YSL's Y Live before, and I have to take the opportunity to do it again. This is truly one of my favorite summertime fragrances. It's right up there with San Diego in terms of warm weather, these kind of months of the year, and Y Live really is a standout performer. I mean, this is a classic YSLY DNA, but mixed with Invictus, just the OG Invictus. And so it's got that YSLY touch. You throw a little bit of the OG Invictus in there, and you get YSL's Y Live, and it just works. The top is some orange blossom. The mid features ginger and bergamot, and the base has ginger and sage. So really nice fragrance, obviously kind of sweet from the orange blossom and some of the doses of ginger. But this stuff projects, it's loud, and it really works in the summertime. I get about 9.5 to 10 hours on skin, couple feet of projection in the first couple hours, and I never have to worry about this fading off my skin, regardless of what I'm doing during the spring or the summertime. For me, it was last year, but this is always one of my favorite, like, going out nighttime fragrances in the summer. You can wear this during the day because it's going to last you that amount of time, but really and truly, this for me is like I'm on a vacation, I'm out at the beach all day, I go back to the room, get showered up, ready to go for the evening, and I spray on some YSL's Y Live. And it gets me throughout the evening, and even into the next morning, I can get some whiffs of this fragrance just because it's that strong and that loud. I really like it. It's more of a youthful YSL, I can't even lie. It's not as mature as like a Y EDP Intense or even the new Le Parfum in 2025, but it's still really nice, really sweet. It projects, and it will get the job done. And that's why it takes home this silver medal in our rankings tonight. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, let's get into the number one longest lasting warm weather fragrance. Before purchasing Louis Vuitton's Meteor, I was warned of just how strong and how loud this really is. I've told this story before, but I smelled this on a good friend of mine at a fragrance event, and he had sprayed it on that morning. And when I smelled it, it was about 8 o'clock at night. So this stuff really had lasted all day, and it was still projecting loud. And this same individual told me that he had sprayed it once, sprayed about 5 sprays on, and about 3 to 4 hours into wearing this fragrance, people were coming up to him complaining about how many sprays he had put on, that it was too loud, it was too noticeable for all those around him, and that he needed to dial down the sprays. This stuff, I think, until I find something else, which I don't know if that's possible, this will be number one always on every warm weather list, just in terms of projection and longevity. And that's why it is my first Louis Vuitton purchase, is because it just works and I don't have to worry about it fading away like a lot of warm weather fragrances do. You get mandarin orange, Sicilian orange, bergamot in the top, pink pepper, nutmeg, pepper, neroli, cardamom, and then Java vetiver oil in the base. This is fresh, this is soapy, this is spicy, this is green, and all those kind of scent profiles combine, and they just work so very well together. It's masculine, it's versatile, and really this stuff lasts 12 plus hours on my skin with about 2.5 feet of projection in the first couple hours of wearing it. I normally, just as a reference point, I normally spray about 5 to 7 sprays of something depending on where I'm going and what I'm doing. But every time that I wear Meteor, I only wear 3, maybe 4 sprays of it. And that is really once in a blue moon if I reach that level. Typically, I'm hitting about 3 sprays, and that is more than enough for me to get noticed. It still gets compliments, and people can still smell me from several feet away because this stuff just projects. I don't know if it's the spiciness. I don't know if it's the neroli kind of green touch that just pushes it out so well. But this Louis Vuitton is truly a jack of all trades. I can wear this anytime, anywhere, spring, summer, winter, fall. It does not matter. And not only is everybody going to like the smell of it, but people are going to know that I have entered into the room because it just is that strong. And it is, quite frankly, I'll just give you this analogy, and it's really unfortunate that I have to use this fragrance because it's probably top 3 best scent profile-wise for this time of year. But if on one end of the scale, you have Creed's Virgin Island Water that lasts maybe 3 hours on skin, that's over here. And on the other end of the scale, you have Louis Vuitton's Meteor, which is 12 plus hours with multiple feet of projection. Really love this fragrance. You can't beat it. I would highly recommend picking up a sample, smelling it at a Louis Vuitton store near you, and checking it out, especially now that the weather is starting to get warmer. It's starting to get nicer out. You're going to be outside doing more activities. Spring is here. We're going to be in summer before you know it, and you're going to need a fragrance that lasts just like Louis Vuitton's Meteor or any of the other 4 that I mentioned on our list tonight. And so that's going to kind of be all for this week's video. Drop down in the comments section below any other long-lasting warm weather fragrances that I missed or what your favorite is out of the bunch. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. We're on that road to 2.5K. And I'll see you guys for many more videos coming up. Stay safe and God bless.